here we go. Studying at Mechwarrior. So, I finalized the... Go back. In the mods, I finalized the salvage mod. And the clan campaign mod, I'm currently tweaking a bit. And today's tweak on that mod is I'm working on some loadouts and colors for the mechs. So I got some loadouts preloaded, and I want to try them out and see how they do. We have right. So we have what we need. And what I'll do is I'll grab this mission here. Don't really care about that one. But this one gives me 2 missions to play with. And then both 175s. So, it's funny that the player faction hates us. It's kind of interesting. But, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can do a faction fix for that. So that our faction's not hating us for a reason. I'm going to confirm this. Don't care about this. And what I want here is to change up. So I don't want these. I have some mediums and some lights to test with. So what we're going to do is, I think we'll grab myself in a hunchback. And I think we have a griffin. And then the blackjack and the assassin. Take all the medium. Nope, values. The locust. Yeah, let's take these. Nah, you know what? Let's do all the lights. Let's do all the lights, get them all in the battlefield. Don't care if we win or not. I just want to do some testing with them. The color scheme that we have at the moment available is... There it is. Yeah, no, using the penny miniatures. I just need to come down here. Just want to get all these in this color scheme for now. I'll probably play with a couple different colors later. But for right now, I just want to make sure they're all in this color scheme. Looks like I forgot to enable the assassin. Okay. My notepad. Notepad. Where's my notepad? There it is. Weird. Okay. So I'm good without that. Some old notes from prior things I was working on. Nah, I don't need that. Just want to get that playing right now. No. Yes, yes. Okay. So, assassin, no color. Right. I thought I had them all fixed up, but apparently I missed the assassin. However, this will get us started. Easy peasy. So everyone with the assassin is now straight up purple. I might change the coloring. Seeing green. Like doing a green or sea green type mix. Good, that might be okay.
Converging on the urban outpost marked on your tactical display. We're the only hope these people have, Commander. Let's show them what we can do.
Yep, that's fine. Alright. It's going to be a bit because urban's rather slow. We're in an asteroid belt, apparently. So okay. Because the idea is to kind of play around with these 4 mechs and see if I like the build. I do need to give myself a bunch of resources. I don't have enough of the clan materials to really play around with some builds. Like, I don't have a clan AC-20 at all. So I need to grab one and see how that works out. I know, I shouldn't be shooting at my own building.
Looks like we made it here just in time, Commander.
Sure, if you say so. Yeah, I think everybody's...
Just cross the perimeter, Commander. They're heading your way.
should be okay. Right, so... Oh! Pegged him. There's a Kashi over there. Oh, this ought to be entertaining. That's right, I set these things up to be clan mechs. So, it's going to be interesting to see what the clan mechs do with the lower rating. It's only 7 of them.
With pleasure. Let's
Everybody.
the requested target.
Well, that's pretty crunchy. Alright,
Additional bogies setting
let me change over the general.
position.
Since I have 7 targets, I'm going to kind of go after each one with a different mech and see how they do. Pretty much in a one-on-one standpoint. Oh, there he is. It's outside. Jesus, Jenner's fast. Where'd he go? Man, it's fast. Ooh. That's pretty solid. Alright, so now we're in a locust. This is a machine gun, an ER medium laser. That's a Kashi, so.
Once you've found the targeted asset, move up to it, and we'll begin the
That's actually a pretty rare sight.
You're a pro, Commander. Nice job.
Pretty solid. It's a little weak.
Ready to start pickup operation. Recon reports additional forces entering the engagement area, Commander. Be on the lookout for them.
Last thing I want to test is the spider.
Excellent find, Commander.
Just 2 medium lasers
Recovery now.
in this configuration.
New target, Dasher.
So this configuration's kind of weak. I mean, I got other.
Target acquired.
Target mech is history.
Yep. Dash was inside somewhere.
Files have been dispatched. They're heading
There
your
he is.
way.
Just gotta get a hold of him. Where is it? I've lost a leg. Oof.
Obliterated the enemy mech.
Target acquired.
No.
I'm on your side, remember?
Sorry.
Took a hit. Lost a component.
Alright.
Done, Commander.
Is all of them?
Area is secure.
So, they all perform about well as I expected. The best one is definitely the Jenner and the Urban. Oh, I just need to burn some points here. Whatever. Okay. They do a lot of damage, doesn't matter though, because we're not gonna be dealing with that. So this one here. We'll go down here like this. We're just gonna change every out for the medium mechs. So the assassin, blackjack, the griffin, and the hunchback. And go. I'm actually playing it for gear. We're just doing some testing. Should be interesting. Notice I like the loadouts. I love the positions.
Looks like friendlies are already engaged with hostile forces. Their survival is not our priority, but there's always safety in numbers in a combat zone.
So there's our two
Them out. They will make earning our
mechs.
bonus all the easier the longer they stay in the fight.
Ooh. Yeah, I got a light rifle here.
Stay sharp, Mechwarriors.
Alright.
Command reports enemy movement is
Not
projected
bad,
to your location at any moment. Time to earn our
but not fantastic. See how this hunchback does with his clan claws. A bunch of ER medium lasers. Oh, that's bright. Oh, he got dusted.
Target destroyed.
Okay, that one's down. So 6 more units. Okay, so it's pretty solid.
bad news, Commander. More hostiles
We've already
on your position.
been
Some company.
the assassin. Here we go.
New target. Dasher.
This one is not the ideal loadout. I take that back.
You must have really kicked
Well?
up the here, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
I have to say,
Target destroyed.
that's pretty punchy. The last one is Griffin. Now, this is probably pretty weak
Target acquired.
by comparison. Blew up half the building while you're waiting for it, while you're trying to get a lock. That was great. I mean, I do use left hand weaponry.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
My scope is lighting up with more
Snap.
targets converging on your position, Commander.
Bad.
Copy.
I think I'd be happier if it had like a backup medium laser or something. Okay, so clan gauzes are.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Kill quarter has been reached.
I don't know how it survived that.
Extraction point when you're ready.
I really don't. But I'm fairly happy with all of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bail. Because it actually gives us what we want, so. Go ahead and load. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Go back to our more too. I also have my Winamp pulled out, so we switch over to being in the mods. It's not so quiet. So let's see here. What do we have for colors? Let's go with the gender here. This is the one that we were testing with. And we do it in like red. Yeah, put it into the red category. Kind of a dirty brown color. It's okay, I guess. What do we like the mustard yellows? More sandy colors. Let's go ahead and screenshot. Let's do some kind of like blue-green here. Again, that's okay. What if it was a different design? What if it's called random? See what the random comes up with. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let's see. You know what? I just realized. I think the scale's wrong on this one. Fine, whatever. Let me pop one of the other mechs. The locust. Pull it up. And then just do some randoms. Ooh. Yes. Definitely nice. So I think the scaling is too much for these smaller mechs. I think that's the problem. Now that's interesting. That's different. It's kind of a different design. Oh, that's kind of like an urban camo job going on. I like that too. Let's hold on to that one. Yeah, I think the scale's wrong. That's better than the other one I had. That was all purple. I like that. No. Purple. Purple snow. Yeah, I'm thinking the scaler needs to go down a little bit. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's lock that one for now. The assassin doesn't have it. Gotta fix that. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, screenshot. We'll hold on to that one. Griffin. Couple different ideas. Always good to make sure that you get them out there. What? That's if the paint shop blew up. I'll hold that because it's funny. It's funny. Don't know. Yeah, I think the scale's off, so. But. Maybe? Well, let's go with. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab one of the ones that I have. How about this one? What is it? A, B, E, C, E. And then the next one was 540331. The last one, no, 555 is actually pretty cool. 8 Delta 746 Foxtrot. Actually, I like that. That looks good on this guy. Maybe I'll go with this one. Because that might actually be cool. Now, in this mecha, the power looks pretty good. Let's go from this angle. That's not bad. That's kind of weird. It's kind of like the America colors. He might look good with like a neon green color. This is pretty okay, but make that a little more neon. And make this one a little more like gray. With the primary being like brown. So it really stands out. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. But let's see if we can find some randoms. Oh my god! That's obnoxious, I like it. Ew, that's kind of weird. Let's go with this one. I want to make sure that all of them have a unique color scheme. A couple of them might be similar, but I want to make sure. Alright, get something in the red range. Yes, but I want this one. That orange. And make that like. There you go. That makes it a very unique color. I got several in that, in purples and pinks. I think I want one in red. Didn't I have a red on the Jenner? Like very red. This one's kind of like a Christmas tree. Let's go with this one. What do you got? E1F5EB. It's kind of like a green cream. E3B594C. So kind of like a Cali green. And then A52B19. So it was a nice red. Kind of like a weirdly colored Christmas tree. We'll take that. Gives everybody some unique coloring. I know this one's in standard colors, or different colors rather. But let's just go for some random. Ew. Black, gray, and teal? Yeah, let's take that. Let's see how that works out with the other color scheme. So that's fun. How's it going, 22? What you up to? Today we're playing around with some mechs that I'm going to be adding into the new faction that I'm creating. Well, this is for a faction. So, I'm creating a new faction that is going to be the backbone of the little storyline I'm going to be making. And that faction is going to have its own color scheme. We're going to be using this pattern, which is the Diamond Shark Beta pattern. We're going to be using that, but looking for some good color schemes. And these are the 8 mechs that I've decided that I'm going to go with. This one doesn't have the right color scheme on it available. I screwed that one up. I didn't check the box. I have green and purple, I think, in here. Can I have that window back, please? There it is. Thank you. I think I have one in here. It's green and purple. Oh, too far. Let's see. I got that one. Purple and black. Kind of like this one here with the navy blue. This one's kind of weird. This purple one. So it's like magenta and kind of towards a dirty sky blue. Let's see. Yeah. I don't have one that's well, the faction I haven't decided on a name yet, but it's gonna be and I don't think you've played the game. The main character, your name is Jake Mason. Your father, Nick Mason, is actually a Freebirth clanner spy from an old intelligence unit underneath the Diamond Shark, underneath Clan Diamond Shark, which was the old intelligence clan before it was disbanded, right before they went to war with the Inner Sphere. He defected 20 some odd years ago, married your mother, raised you as a Mechwarrior. The idea is you're going to be digging through the records the old man left you, and that will lead you to his old group. Now, for temporary purposes, I'm using Rogue Diamond Sharks, since his satisfaction is the Diamond Sharks. But I'm thinking I'm going to put a different merc name on them, so that you don't know that they're actually the Diamond Sharks. But they're going to be using mixed tech. So they're going to have some clan tech, some Inner Sphere tech, and towards the end of that particular storyline, you're going to be fighting them with them being mounting, like Mad Cats and other big stuff. Baby Shark doo-doo. No. Don't even start that. No. I almost went down that train. That's kind of the idea. And they'll in the end, though, they'll have like some Timberwolves and other clan mechs that will be available to them. I know. At the upper tiers. So the plan is to have these 8 mechs rather, to become the mediums and the lights that will replace the clan mediums and lights, and put in, like, say, like archers and I need heavy mechs. Here we go. So put like archers, riflemen, and like warhammers as the maybe a marauder or something as some of the heavy mechs, but also have things like the Mad Cat and summoners, as options. And then for the assaults, give them like a stalker. Because stalkers are pretty much a joke in this game. But a stalker could be quite deadly if it was rigged out right? I give them that. Give them like a dire wolf. you know, and yeah, maybe put some other things in, like maybe a battle master or an atlas, and then give them one more clan mech. So there's going to be 4 in each rank, but I'm sorry, there's going to be 5 in each rank. There's going to be 1 light clan mech, 1 medium clan mech, 2 heavy clan mechs, and then like 2 or 3, 2 assault clan mechs, with the rest of them being filled in with inner sphere stuff. And they'll be using mixed tech. So, like right now, let's say the urban, for instance. I can't do loadouts here. We didn't. Go ahead and save. More too. So give me a second here. If I go back over to Canade real quick. Back over here. I can go to battle mechs and I can go to loadouts. So like here, the urban mech, for instance. He's got, inner sphere heat sinks. He's got a clan, ER small clan, ER small laser clans, and a clan UAC 10. Stuff like that. So just a quick question. You said Timberwolves. Is that a nod to the Minnesota basketball team? The clan mechs, I don't have most of them, but depending on which clan built the mech, it depends on what the theme was. You'll see a lot of animal themes in the clan mechs. You have the adder, the timberwolf, the direwolf, kit fox. Well, I got the list of the ones they're actually using in this game. So you've got the Kitbots, Uller, Puma, Dragonfly, Shadowcat, Shadowhawk, Ryukin. I'm sorry. Sorry, wrong ones. I'm sorry, wrong one. It's Mistlynx, Kit Fox, Adder, Viper, Shadowcat, Nova, SCR. What's that one? It's a medium. Probably, I should have one somewhere. Maybe not. That's the Shadowcat. I don't have the SCR offhand. I don't remember what that one was. Harbinger, Summoner, Timberwolf, Gargoyle, Warhawk, Executor, and the Direwolf. There's also the Thor and one more that I don't actually have one of at the moment. I don't remember the last one is. So, as you can tell, some of them are like based on gods from Earth. Some of them are based on animals. It all depends on which clan family built the mech, depends on which it is. Now, answer your question, I don't know. That's actually a piece of lore I don't know from the outside world. Is if some of them actually came from the favorite sports teams or whatever. It's very possible. It's actually very likely. Well, I've got what I need for the moment. The mech loadouts look pretty good. I gotta fix the assassin because it doesn't have the right color palette. And we should be good. Like I was saying, for these guys, they're going with mixed clan tech. So like it's like clan lasers and clan machine guns, but regular heat sinks and jump jets, that kind of stuff. So the idea here is to see how the mixed clan mechs did, and they actually did pretty solid. So they're going to screw up your players pretty bad. But as the players are fighting, they're going to start getting more and more of the clan stuff. So they get more and more of the clan tech from fighting off the diamond sharks that are left over. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear our save file. This is the Mora. Okay, this is the Mora 2. End game, yes. Go ahead and turn on the music. The problem, it's not that they're actual timberwolves. And an offshoot of the wolves. They're mentoring dire wolves. It's just stuff for the wolf type. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing is like the clans are, Jade Falcon, Smoke Jagger, Clan Wolf is its own clan. What clans do we have in this one? Diamond Sharks. So we have blah 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 blah. The Diamond Sharks, Ghost Bear, Ghost Bear, Jade Falcon, Smoke Jaguar, Steel Viper, and that looks like it's it. So the clan name is the theme behind the mechs they create. So the Direwolf, the Timberwolf, and Kit Fox all came from Clan Wolf. The Adder, the Viper, and some of the other ones came from from Clan Steel Viper, and so on and so forth. So the ones that created it, they're the ones that get to name it, and they name it after the clan after the clan name and theme. And I think the god-based ones come from one of the clans that's actually not in this game. It's one of the root clans that is like the administrative clan. And I forget what it's called. It's kind of like the basics clan. It's not 100%. After 40 years of lore and being rewritten and stuff, I hadn't tended to do that. I get lost. But one of the things that I was working on before I came online today was building me out a mission that's just gonna give me a bunch of stuff. And Pikachu. No. Funny. But no. Alright. So what I was doing here It's going to be adding a bunch of items so that we can get some free stuff. Because I don't have everything from the clans in my save file. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself like a bunch of everything. And then I can start playing with some of this stuff. Because a lot of it I haven't touched at all. Like these here, the advanced tactical missiles, I haven't used these at all. I don't know how they work in this game. I know how they work in the tabletop, but I don't know how they work in this. So, gonna kind of give ourselves everything so we can kind of run with it. Now, the idea here is to come up with a unique clan name that's not going to clash with the current lore, but it's going to be unique in some way and not necessarily, not get me in trouble with any other copyrights or anything else. The last thing I want is to have this mod taken down because, some corporation decided to get antsy over the fact that I named my thing, Pikachu or something. Then I have to change all those entries just to get my thing put back up. What was that one? Organizer? So, ER medium laser. Like 50 of those. Medium lasers, you tend to use a lot of them in builds. Clan. It's in the alphabet, right? Yeah. So clan E. Not elemental, ERPC, go ahead and be 20. And then clan E. Small laser. We like 20 of those. That's clan F. Flamer. Give me like 20 of those. I know we had Hasbro send Pinkertons, some poor card shop owner. Yeah, the whole idea of companies just dominating, small shops and independent developers in their mods and stuff. It's just really bad in some cases. And I just want to deal with it. Gauss rifle. So we're going to give myself 20 of those. And H, I, J, K, L. Large pulse lasers. CL. Large pulse lasers. LBX-10. 20 of those. slug. I don't understand what the point of slugs are, because, you know, you already have regular AC-10s. Slug burst fire. Yeah, it's definitely a problem if you get yourself mixed up with silly shop owner stuff. Dealing with corporations is not what you want to do. That's not what I want to do anyway. However, some people actually do enjoy that. You know, taking that risk. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? 20 solid burst. 2 slug. Let's see here. 2 slug, 2 slug burst. Two slug burst, so 5. Now, this particular mod is something that there's probably a bunch out there that do this. You know, give yourself like a one-time boost of like 20 to 50 or whatever. Every item in the game. Oops. Yeah, this solid 5 solid burst. 5 solid burst. But I don't care. So we're gonna have LRMs now. It's always the long part of doing these types of mods. And talking about this space stuff, I was just curious. How far along did you get in the county in that one game? Oh, that was Elite Dangerous. And I did finish all the basics that I wanted to do. I just didn't want to spend the insane amount of time it was going to take to do like the whole system out, because I was getting kind of bored of just doing cargo runs. I mean, I still own the system. Oops, I missed. And I go into it periodically and, you know, start doing some of it, but not a lot. I really should go back to it. But I pretty much did it just because I wanted to have one system that I own just for giggles. I mean, I've got a whole sector of space somewhere not far from home, and it's like 1,000 sectors in size. That's got my PlayStation account ID on it. Because I went through and just at one time just mapped dozens, hundreds and thousands of systems. You understand that I played Conan Exiles and turned the entire world into an easy place for newbies. And one bad player kind of ruined it. Yeah, that's the problem with open world online games like Conan Exiles or Ark or whatever. Because you don't have control necessarily. You just have to pray that people play games. And they won't. Even you know they won't. Okay, machine gun. 20 clan machine guns. It's the big downside to that kind of stuff. Because you know they're not going to play nice. You can hope they will, but you know they're not. Ask 2. Ask 3. What was the one I was playing on? I was playing on Empyrean. Update 4. That is a space Minecraft like game based on you making vehicles and exploring systems and stuff. And we went through the effort of designing systems and planets and set this whole thing up really elaborate. And we had this one guy come in and just messed up the whole setup. And because none of us at the time were good at modding it, we couldn't basically get them to go away. And we couldn't fix a lot of the damage that he had done. Which is an absolute shame. But OPQRS. But you live and learn. So that's when I, stopped trying to do mods for multiplayer games like that. Mod servers, kind of all of it. I just stopped. It wasn't, in my opinion, worth the time and effort to go through that and then have somebody ruin it for everybody else because they just want to be a total jerk. The other thing that turned me off was we were playing, what was it? It was 7 Days to Die. And we were playing 7 Days to Die. We were on somebody else's server. And for whatever weird reason, he thought everybody was going to be playing on the server that he was standing up to leave up for everybody to play on 24 hours a day. only when he was playing. Now, if you're going to stand up a server for your community to play on 24 hours a day, you do not have the right to come back and complain because people came on and did stuff when you were offline. It's just that simple. And yet, here he was, complaining up a storm because we were doing stuff. What are we on? Oh, duh. Because we were doing stuff offline when he wasn't there. That type of mentality is a lot of why I stopped playing multiplayer online games. Because I wanted to enjoy the game, whether you're streaming or not, or you're live or not. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, we're there to play the game and enjoy the game. We're not there to be there for you when you want to be online and have us be your emotional support animals. That's not why we were on the server. Now, if that's what he wanted, then he should have said something. And there's a lot of us that would have had no problems with that. But if you're gonna run a server with special rules, you gotta really, oh wait, yes, make sure it's just the SRMs. Ah, yes, streaks. Let's get those loaded up. ST. But yeah, now some people when they're out there and they're doing these special servers and modded stuff or whatever, they take it very personally, and I don't understand why. Okay, T. Tag. You can say 10 tags because I'm never going to use them. I'm never going to use them, but I might play around with them and some loadouts for things. That being said, we'll see what we got. T. U. Alright, here we go. Ultra ACs. You retracted your message, huh? Okay. 10 single. Wait, did I hear you right? Yes! Yep, that particular streamer didn't want people playing on his server unless they were going to be his emotional support animals. Just the way he was. After a few incidents like that on his shared servers, he ended up losing a large chunk of his viewer base to another streamer who didn't treat the community like that. And he couldn't understand why everybody left his channel, and he ended up shutting down his channel a bit later. because he just wasn't making any money. He had to go back to getting a real job. Some streamers don't realize that when you have a community, you've got to treat them appropriately, because they're not. They may goof around and harass and whatever, but they're not going to stick around when you become a jerk. W, X, Y, Z. Alright, so let's just go back through here for the clan stuff. Should be good. Alright. Was it ammo? How was the clan ammo marked? Full name clan underscore. Okay. So clan like that. That's a little weird. I got to say you had to deal with that. Well, no, it's just I didn't care at the time. At the time, I was playing with. Oh my goodness. That was back at my first channel when I was doing a lot of first-person shooters and whatnot. Back before I left Twitch for a while. And then came back. But I didn't notice it because I was with a lot of those types of people. It's just the community, when you're in the collaborative communities on Twitch or whatever, that is what you deal with. There are all of the quote-unquote pro streamers, that's just what they are. They're all toxic. That's why I stopped streaming for a long time. And when I came back, I started doing the role-playing games and, doing the games that I actually enjoy playing. Because I was tired of all the toxicity. It's not fun. Definitely not fun. I don't recommend it. But unfortunately, that's just the way the streaming community is. If you want to get ahead, you have to be toxic. Or you have to be either super entertaining or super niche. Or you have to have, on YouTube, you gotta have, serious editing skills or have a good editor to pull all your stuff together. It's a rough thing. I don't bother, but a lot of people do. Half ammo on those. And I bet that conversation killed a few streamers I did have, a few viewers I did have. Let's see now. ATMs. However, these days, I do a lot of role-playing games. I do a lot of single-player shooters like this. I still do the crafting stuff. and building crafting games. I love doing those. They're a lot of fun. At least that's what I saw when I noticed I posted it. So, oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's just a thing. Let's see here. Oh, cartridge I'm looking for. Claws rifle half. Let's see here. BX. Yeah, this particular thing that I'm doing is not what I would say is a fun mod, but if you're going to be doing a lot of different types of modding, where you're building out your own like mech designs and whatever, you want to be able to test things quickly, so kind of got to have enough stuff to be able to build mechs. Now, funny thing is, I have actually all of the notes and tools to build new loadout designs that are within the same mechs. Not that same visual frame, so I have to build a new model. I can actually make new stuff. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a job almost where you have to deal with. So it's going. Oh yeah, dealing with toxic streamers. Yeah. No, I found it more annoying to deal with toxic streamers than dealing with annoying people at work. Because people who annoy me at work, their toxicity doesn't cost any money. If you're streaming, and you're in a good community, okay, so you got a good community, they're supportive, they team up to go do community events and stuff, then you're really solid. It's engaging, the viewers like it, and you can make 50 of those. I use a lot of items. And you can actually do a pretty good job getting a good viewer base. Usually. However, if you get into a community that's bad, it's toxic, whatever, then it tends to wear on you after a while. Machine gun ammo, 30. So it's just one of those things. You learn to live with it, work around it, or just avoid it entirely. I'm only gonna need 10 of those. Once we get through this, I just need this particular mission to clear off once. I don't need it to go off more than once, so it's an advantage. Half ammo? Nope, not half ammo. Fine. Arc half ammo. It's after Narc. SRM and SRM Artemis. Alright. SRMs. SRM Artemis. Artemis half, SRM half. No, I need Artemis half. That's fine. Let's do the SRM half. And I'll do the Artemis half. SRM Artemis half. Close up all the ones I don't need. There we go. Let's see here. Now, this particular thing that I'm doing, you could do through the unauthorized save file editor as well. But that gets a little wonky sometimes and can corrupt save files, so I don't use that. Well, I'll leave a message in a second. Message. Bet you never had a coworker that... Whew, trust me, I've had him. Oh no, I've had him. I've had several that made me want to quit work. Okay. Clan double heat sink. It's gonna be 100. Just straight clan. See if there's anything else here after other than the double heat sink. Clan active probe. Oh yeah, there's gonna be like ECM suits and stuff too. Electronic warfare. All kinds of stuff. Let's see here. Double heat sink. Here's the ECM. You cannot give yourself things like the ferrofibrous armor and stuff in this game. You can't do that. It doesn't work. But what does work is you can do it in here. So I had it as I was just trying to cheer you up. Let's switch topics. So how was your D&D game? Well, actually today we did our first D&D session since before the holidays. And we did a random adventure. So I had, my players are currently in the Underdark, right? And the paladin, when they got captured, lost her sword. So she lost her sword, and now they're trying to chase it down and get it back. And in order to get it back, here's the ECM, they need to go through the Underdark to go get it. Now, that sounds easier than it is, but every square in the Underdark on our map is 1 day. And the location of her sword is like 4 months from where they are. And it's moving. So they don't know, and there's 2 of them, by the way. She's got 2 swords that are lost. So she doesn't know where they are. Doesn't know which one's which. And so we have to go chase down these swords of hers to try and figure out where her swords are, right? And then reacquire them. The problem is it's a long ways away from where the characters currently are at. And they can't really go any faster than they're currently going. Because they don't have, any way to fast travel underground. They don't have like an underground wagon or anything like that can help speed up their travel time. But today's adventure, they had to go play with, at a rest point, and it had corrupted, Mechwarriors, which is the fungal people that live in the Underdark, and a bunch of corrupted those guys in it. And so they explored the underground area a little bit, and they killed some of those, and then there was a cave they found, so they went into the cave, and inside the cave was 3 young black dragons, which their party can handle 3 young black dragons comfortably. But they're trying to capture all the dragons for the resources, right? They killed 1, and 2 ran away. So they were totally bummed out that they lost all the resources from 2 young black dragons. So that was funny. That was total blast. Because the dragons managed to get away from them. They couldn't down them fast enough. I don't think the Underdark has wagons. Okay, so there are 2 types of Underdark. There's the cave Underdark, where you can't take wagons or anything in there. And then there's the actual open Underdark. That's about the best way to describe it. And the open Underdark has either been excavated or it's natural caverns that are like 30 or 40 feet wide. They have ceilings that are, up to 50, 60 feet tall. Some caverns are large enough that an ancient dragon can actually fly down the hallways. These are things that are in the Underdark, whether you know it or not. Most people don't actually venture into those parts because they're occupied by the drill. However, misunderstanding is that Drow and Mind Flayers and Draugrs, Durgars, Deep Gnomes, all those types of races aren't actually evil. They're not friendly, but they're not actually evil. They will actually negotiate and trade with you from the top. They'd be more worried about not killing the young black dragons. Actually, black dragons and blue dragons are some of the easiest dragons to deal with. Because they only have 1 breath weapon, and it's a line. Well, it's a line of acid or a line of lightning, doesn't matter. Because it's a line, as long as you spread out far enough, they can't hit more than 1 target in D&D. Now, if you're playing with drag rules, where your dragon is allowed to shoot a line going horizontally in front of them or on an arc, totally different. Because then you're taking up the length of the beam for an acid shot, and you're taking it, say, out 5 squares and then diagonally, say, 5 squares. Instead of being just out 10 squares straight. That kind of thing is another one that you can do if you're playing with optional rules. And we don't play with optional rules like that usually. So beam weapons are only like a straight line until it hits a barrier and then it stops. That's how we usually play with lines. Alright, so that will set me up and make me good. And I gave myself like 50 million or whatever it was to work with. I don't think I need anything else in here. The rest I can leave blank. To make my life easier, I'm going to borrow a mission. Set up. To great stuff offer to stuff arc. Right, open this up and we will change this to free stuff. Free stuff offer, and then free stuff generation. Save it. Once you get these simple frameworks done, and you know how they work, doing missions is super easy. Because what I'm going to do here is, in the free stuff gen, this one, add free stuff archers. I need the generator. Difficulty 5. Free stuff. I found that doing stuff with without a mission is just doesn't work very well. I do it with a mission, it's just fine. Save. Everything's saved, everything's good. We should be fine. Now it's ready to compile. I was really mean with my dragons, especially with my black ones. Oh, trust me, I've done some really nasty stuff with dragons. Let's see. One dragon escapade we were doing the Frost Giant Jarl. module from 2nd edition. And we'd upgraded to our 3rd edition hybrid. And in that particular one, there was two white dragons. One was an ancient, one was an old, I think it was. And if I had used the stats from 3rd edition for the ancient white dragon and the old white dragon, there was no way the party would have survived. No way. The breath weapons in 3rd edition are insane. They're doing like 10 or 12 like D8s, and I think the red dragon at ancient's doing like, 12 D20s or something stupid like that. Really stupid amounts of damage that there's no way you can survive or handle. But we use a mix of modified 2nd edition monsters, 3rd edition monsters, and 5th editions. So one thing I do like about 5th editions, they brought the monsters back in more in line to what the original AD&D and 2nd edition were like. But they left the stupid players must be OP and all the rules don't matter, just roleplay everything out that they've been building on for a while. That's all in there, and most of it's garbage. So the 5th edition adventures aren't great. Some of them are okay. A lot of them aren't great. But if you use your 3rd edition book and your 5th edition book, then you can usually get some really solid adventures out of it. But no, I've done some stuff where, hell, when they first kicked off the whole Dragon Cult campaign, they were chasing down a red dragon that was injured. And that injured red dragon, almost wiped the party. They were leveled for it, but it almost wiped the party. But ever since the cleric got to Blade Barrier with level, 11? Yeah, when he got to level 11, he got Blade Barrier. Ever since we got Blade Barrier, it's been stupidly easy to take on big monsters and swarms of monsters. Because Blade Barrier is so nasty, and it's persistent for up to 11 rounds. Most combats only last like 7, maybe? And it's a mess. Hell, they had a harder time killing 8 ghouls and 4 ghasts than they did killing 3 black dragons. If that isn't a silly thing. I thought it was hysterical. It took them forever to kill 8 ghouls and 3 ghasts. And 4 ghasts, rather. It took like 7 or 8 turns. It was almost an hour long because the rolls just weren't going to anyone's direction. No one could hit on either side. Now keep in mind, these are all level 10 characters taking on, a bunch of level, 4 hit dice monsters? 5 hit dice monsters? Couldn't kill them. It was sad. It was hysterical. I thought it was funny. They didn't like it so much, but I thought it was funny. But their next stop, the next major stop, is probably going to be like a Drow checkpoint. Because they've got to cut through to the other side of the line, the main trade route line, in order to get to where the swords are. So they're going to have to go through a main checkpoint at some point. township, community, city, something. And apparently this track is a death track. Let's delete it and move on. While we're waiting for the build to finish so I can copy it over. And then I'll mute the music and we'll go back into the game. I wish the building on this was faster, but it's not. The only downside is that it takes so long to build each build out. Thanks. There we go. Let's see. Move that over. Should only take a minute. Actually, it takes a few seconds. But earlier today, I did the touch-ups on the Clan Savage one. Tomorrow, if I have time, I'll get that up on Steam so that others can play it. Because I figured y'all might want that one. It's actually the mod I started making when they got me into trying to do the mods. Because I was like, why isn't there Clan Salvage in the salvage loot boxes? Because there should be. And there wasn't. And I'm like, weird. So, that got me into the whole modding thing. Alright, here's the free stuff. Let's go do that stupid little mission. Don't care. I don't care what I take. Whoever's in the mission doesn't matter. That don't matter. Now, if I can figure out how to make a faction zone where I can set it up to where all of the dungeons, all of the missions will spawn with my new fire faction. That'd be cool. Don't know how to do that yet. I haven't figured that part of it out. But if I can figure out how to do that, you know, putting up a faction map and whatnot, that'd be amazing. Because if I can build like this periphery section that we're in and have that be our little faction, you know, center, that'd be amazing. Because if we can have like random missions forming in the faction, you know, dynamically, on top of the actual planned missions, you know, I'll do that.
New target Panther.
Yeah, and this guy, because he's Ah, it's the same speed. Never mind. I was thinking he was faster, but he's not.
Mech down. These
Yep,
bricks
it's down.
fight.
That's always the fun part.
Just cross the perimeter, Commander.
So just, if I can get heads up, I can figure out how to build like my own zones and stuff. Won't necessarily have like voice worked material. That probably won't happen, but gotta go. See you there. Okay, have a good weekend. I'll see you if you're on next week. And it's not even 10 o'clock yet.
Target acquired.
It's kind of surprising. You know, I hang out until about 10, but it's all good. We're just gonna sit here and work on some stuff and see what we can do with it. Once I get the freebies, I'll save and we'll be good. It's not gonna go very far.
Too easy. Mech just hit the ground.
Target acquired.
Alright.
You must have really kicked over the beehive here, Commander.
Nah, we're good.
More hostiles inbound.
They're not gonna send enough hostiles to make us worry. Not in this little mission.
Combat vehicle rolling in. Be sure to take it apart.
Yeah, I made it super easy. I was expecting it to be really fast because of it, but
Heat critical.
Hell yeah. Crush that mech into dust.
I was expecting it to be super easy and super fast, but it's gonna take longer than I thought.
Target acquired.
Especially if I wanted to wait for them to get to me.
Contact down.
Ooh, nice shot. I missed. I missed.
Scorched them.
Nope. That leaves a couple of ground vehicles and that's it.
Target acquired.
Alright. Coming back. Got the last two here.
Target acquired.
That one's pretty close. That was actually on the screen now. Let's see. What else am I doing for my players?
Hostile just bit the
I've got a bunch of random table generators for random dynamic emissions for the Underdark. I don't want to have like a bunch of, you know,
I'm showing no
long crafted missions.
well done.
Oh. I forgot to stop that. I forgot to stop that. I didn't even ring. So I'm gonna have a lot of long craft missions that are gonna take like 3 or 4 sessions every time they stop. It's like, no, I don't want that. I want a lot of short stuff. You know, things that they can do in, you know, 1 session. So they can move to the quick points, do the thing, be done with that. Alright. Bunch of new stuff. Yeah, just send everything to cold storage. Because I don't need all of this. Anything after the hunchback can go to storage. So all these can go to storage, don't care. actually don't need them. Whatever. So I grabbed some random stuff by accident. Alright. Mechs. Alright, there it is. Just get rid of all the stuff I don't need. Here is just to give us a bunch of stuff that's useful, so we can play around with different mechs and designs and stuff. Got an overprime I can't fix. Oh, that's right, I need to fix the system so it's got repairs and stuff. It's fine. Alright. So we're actually good now. So from here, we're going to do the star map. Down to Canard. And let's do this. Out of act. So we're gonna go through. Oh, I forgot. Hold on, that. I did forget. Okay, so from here, this one can be deleted. We don't need that anymore. And I need to fix the assassin. Wait. Oh, I don't have an assassin down there. Hold that thought. So, assassin, skin, I was just using these. That's the base. It's fine. I'll just do this real quick. So I can fix the skin in the next build. While I'm thinking about it. Alright. There's the assassin. I need this. Move to here. There we go. I'm marking these, just rogue diamond, shark. There we go. Change this one to the rogue diamond shark beta. Change this to DLC 7. We can use those for now. The diamond shark. There. There. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Save. Save. So now we can go through and that one, I was solid with that. This particular is the 1V I don't like. So let's find a different locust. On a different locust. The E has 4 beams. The 1M uses 2 missiles in a beam. The S is 2 missiles in a beam. So it's between the M and the S. I'm not sure. We got a V out. What's a 3B? 2 beams, 2 ballistics. It's pretty solid. Grab an S. Grab an M. Let's look at these. So the S is 2 ballistics and 1 energy slot. Oh wait, 2 missiles. I'm sorry. It's 2 missiles energy. So 2 missiles and an energy. And if you repair all, confirm. What's that? What's he look like? It's the exact same loadout. I think the difference is one of them was SRMs and one of them was LRMs. So let's use this one here. And then we'll edit it. And the question is, do you want this to have never used ATMs? Because it's usually either LRM 5s or it's SRM 4s. Tactical missiles fires 3 missiles that do less damage the further they travel beyond optimal range. So they do 12-6, but they can go on until they go poof. Versus these, which do 8-4, 13-44. Okay, but they've got a longer range, right? Max range 1,300 meters. So it puts them in the range of LRMs. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder what that would look like. If we give them say ATM ammo. That gives them 300 rounds. Okay, 110 would be more than enough. But if we go that way, could make it a rolling tank. No heat distribution, though. Do want to give it a couple of heat sinks. That does make it a rolling tank. For a locust, that's pretty unusual. Let's give it a shot. Let's give that a shot. And, actually, you know what? Let me grab one of those S's. Because we're going to do the repair. And in this case, we're not going to use the ATMs. Let's give it a more traditional LRM loadout. But make it a glass cannon. So 1 heat sink and 1 LRM. That's going to be packing a large laser. Because that would just be a mess for people. Alright, so that's that. This general layout I'm happy with. The spider I chose because it's an old mech that clans would have had access to. But so's Firestarter. Firestarter might be a better choice. Or a Javelin. Well, Javelin's really close to Jenner. By capabilities. So, let's see here. Now, the different spiders. Most of them only have 2 energies. Or, like, yeah, this is 2 machine guns and an energy weapon. I want something that's got a slightly different configuration, though. Anything else we got that might work? Wolfhound? Wolfhound's a 35. Wolfhound might not be a bad choice. I think I want one that's, like a 35 range. So let's go ahead and go with the sending tonnage. We have is 35s. Firestarter. Actually, if we go with the Firestarter, and we go with the classic Firestarter design. Classic Firestarter design is jump jets, medium laser, and the rest of them are flamers. I didn't give myself a bunch of flamers because I don't use them too often. But this particular mech design could be funny. This setup, it literally has everything. And that could be hysterical. So we'll go ahead and do one of those. Then it's Panthers, Jenners, a standard Panther. Standard Panther is 1 PPC and 1 like 4-pack or 5-pack. Yeah, because all I have is 9 Rs. Though, cramming clan PPC in. 9 tons for a blazer. Standard PPCX is the most devastating. There isn't a clan PPCX. Oh my god, that'd be devastating. Clan PPCX. Oh, buddy. Let's see. So clan ERPPC is 6 tons. PPCX is 7 tons. And Blazer is 9. Let's go with the clan PPC. And there's some jump jets because no reason not to. And short range. Give it a clan 6-pack. I can give it time bus ram ammo, which gives it 1 ton is probably sufficient. Then we just do heat sinks for the rest of it. Let's put that right here at the end. Oh, it's 35 tons. So I have lots of leftover space. Oh, I don't have to try any version stuff. I can give him an active probe. That would be a good choice. And then give it, I guess, some more heat sinks. That'll work. Wait, do I have a clan tag? Wait, tag classifies the energy weapon, isn't it? I believe that's classified as an energy weapon. Let's see real quick. Tag's an energy weapon, so I don't have an energy weapon slot. Okay. So that'll work. That'd be a good one to test. I think that's gonna be about it. And then under medium, the Griffin was somewhat disappointing. So what if we go with Kentaro? No. Roll a Shadowhawk? with a Shadowhawk 2D. Oh, here's one here. If it's already lively. So let's go with the Shadowhawk 2D. And heat there. Basic jump jet. So it's got missile slot. Is that 3 missiles? Use. This is gonna be an ER medium laser. I can put an ER large laser in there. It's supposed to be medium laser. That's supposed to be medium laser. Let's set this guy up for LRMs. And then, what is it, 10 pack? Technically I can cram a 15 in there if I want to spend the weight. And then... I can cram in a clan gauze. Clan OB10X. Clan Ultra or Clan Burst Fire. Alphabetical. Let's see all the clan stuff at once. That's gonna. So clan gauze. LB10X, LB5X, 5 solid machine gun, Ultra 10, Ultra 2, Ultra 5. Not so sure. Looks like not everything loaded correctly. Looks like there should be 20 of these clan Ultra 10s, and there's not. So it looks like that part of the whole thing didn't transfer correctly. That's fine. I got enough from the other stuff. Now, hold on. If I go with that, I'm not going to have the space. So, I need something light if I want to use the other 15. Or we can take this down to a 10. You know, clan 10 instead. Saves a pound. Saves a ton. And then over here, we can put an AC5 in. And we'll put in the AC5 Ultra. We'll give it clan AC ammo. I think it's at 80 rounds. He's gonna need 2 tons of that. And then we're gonna need LRM 15 ammo. Needs 2 tons of that. Because we're doing 20 a shot. That's only what? 20 shots. And you'll drop more than that. I'll just max its armor out. All the armor we can give it. I didn't give it jump jets. Oops. No, actually, he thinks this is going to be a hot box. But it'd be a small beast to work with. What else do we have here? That would make sense. Yes, the Griffin, not so good. A Wolverine isn't much better. Dervish, Shadowhawk. Scar. I don't know. That's SRC. I don't know if I had. A trebuchet. That'd be a good idea. Get a dual. Do this one here. R. E. Repair. And what we'll do is we'll give you can I make that work? Um, 3 tons of ammo. 2 air medium lasers for backup. 4 heat sinks. I just put 1 ton over here with a heat sink. That way I don't lose all my ammo in one shot. That should be nasty. Okay, so I think that's going to be enough for our testing today. And then we'll fly back over to Remora. I actually made some progress. I mean, most of it was doing some testing earlier, and then me doing a lot of adding to the thing for the equipment and stuff. That apparently didn't come over. It's like this should be 20, and it's not. Alright, well, that didn't work, but the mechs did. And because the mechs worked, I do have a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of weapons and stuff. Let's go ahead, and now that's done, everybody's cleared out. We're going to save over our 2 save file. And then let's test some of these newer mechs. Animation.
The mission area is under heavy weather warning. It's going to
Alright.
affect visibility
So we've got
and sensors.
enough people running around, so let's go ahead and add ourselves one more here. And we're going to take in some of these new ones that we've got configured. So Shadowhawk. We'll take Trebuchet. So all I've got here that's new. Let's go down to light and grab something. So let's grab the Panther and the ATM Locust. And it doesn't matter if we're underweight. It really doesn't. Because we're just checking out the mechs. Now, odds are we won't lose. I might lose a mech. But it doesn't really matter. I got a pup buddy.
Allied command reports hostile forces incoming on this position. Local security forces on site.
What do we have here?
A sustained assault. They're needed to run point and prevent a potential
Burst fire. Okay, so
area with all you have, Commander.
there's the AC-5.
But don't get comfortable. Hostiles have been reported in the area.
Okay, these ones I need to put on 3. Medium lasers on 2. Yeah, I wish you could tell your people to just patrol an area or
New target. Locust.
whatever. You know, telling them to patrol or telling them to well, why are you shooting me in the butt?
Target destroyed.
Okay.
Target acquired.
Additional hostiles have been dispatched. They're heading your way.
Let me go check out the. There's the Locust.
Fire wants this area cleared of all tanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. I'm a mess.
New target. Spider. Target acquired.
It is.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
They're pretty crunchy.
Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles
ATMs are
position.
definitely
These pricks don't know how to fight.
interesting.
Target acquired.
There's a helicopter coming in. Where's it coming
New
from? I can't
target.
see it.
Jenner. Target
There it is.
acquired.
Target eliminated.
Destroyed.
Additional contacts just crossed the perimeter, Commander. Expect company soon.
Yeah, mine aren't hitting the wall. I'm not used to going 130 kmh. It's not bad. Above my head, where is it?
Target acquired. Target destroyed. New target. Jenner.
I don't care about your facility being damaged. Oh, that one's gone.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Ow. Right, so let's go with the trebuchet. Is that 120s? Are not locking out like they're supposed to.
Hell yeah. Target down.
New target crab.
Obliterated the enemy mech.
Critical. Target acquired.
So, yeah, the trebuchet's got heat problems. But
Enemy mech forces spotted
that's pretty
operating
normal.
in the area. Watch out for them.
New target Phoenix Hawk. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target acquired. Target
Yeah, now they're tracking properly.
heat critical.
Hostile just bit the dust.
Okay, kind of ugly. Being kind of weird.
New target Vulcan. Ammo low.
Alright, so even with 3 tons of ammo, we're still gonna run out of ammo pretty quick.
Acquired. New target Panther.
Let's see.
This location wasn't built to withstand military-grade weapon fire. We need to pull them away from the buildings.
Duh,
Down that mech.
we don't care.
Ammo depleted.
Yeah.
Target destroyed.
Congratulations, Commander. These people owe their lives to you.
They can send the property damage to the owner. We don't care about the property damage. So these configurations are actually pretty decent. Probably you could use another ton of ammo, or a downgrade, or a downgrade to 15s. But considering the NPCs are more accurate in their shootings, be fine. Okay. So that tested all of the new mech layouts, and I do like that. So I'm definitely happy with that. Now we should be able to go to the assassin. There we go. And grab the... I was misconfigured. It's fine. Yeah, it should be right here. Between the Sherman and the Razzle Dazzle. But it's not, which means I still mess something up. It's fine. It's fine. So everything looks good. At this point, it's just a matter of getting the faction built. And that's what I gotta do at this point, is get the faction built up. I don't know exactly how to do that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out the game. And ah, there we go. That was a mistake. It was overwriting the woodland. Okay, so that fixes that. Give ourselves some music back. Now to do the faction thing, that's gonna be the track. That's gonna be a little more difficult than the other stuff that we've done so far, because that's something that the developers haven't really published any, guides on. So I don't know. But if we go to the get rid of all the mech stuff. If we go to the clan section, get rid of mechs, and say planet ships. Areas. Nope, that's planets. Let's see. Clusters. We're gonna need to figure the cluster asset out, so we can build our new cluster. So we're going to build a new cluster. I don't want that. So we'll need that. So we can actually get the clans up, get the new faction in position. We're gonna need I think I got cluster owners down here. Yeah, cluster owners. Dialogue, level generators, levels, media, objects, place cluster actions, toys. UI changes, visual effects. So it looks like the only thing I don't have is the periphery thing designed. But there should be Because, like, the clans define, what mechs they have. So let me see here. Diamond Shark. Where is that done? That's the clan one. I know how to use that. Mech level. Oh, mech levels. Skill level. Third party rate. Preferred factions, backlist. Let's see here. ID. Mechwarrior rival assets. Diamond Shark rival asset. This one. And Diamond Shark. An original description. And what I'm looking for. Logos. Mechs. When it's hidden. What it looks like. It's fine. That's not what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for is not what I'm seeing. So maybe it's a different folder. Because in some of the DLC stuff, they had to modify like a different folder. So here in the employers, there's a, right here is the Tango Spirits under employers. So, unused. Guys, unused people. Right. Start encounter. Factions. Right, that's the faction board. I know what that one is. Cluster owners. Endgame. Whatever that means. Possibly I had in mind or something they're using in testing that just traveled over. Okay. Or stuff that we don't have access to. Because like the EULA is in here, but we don't have access to that. Yeah, we don't have access to those files because we're not allowed to modify them. Let's see what we have here. Anything good? So what we're looking for here is the file that defines which clans have which factions have which mechs. I guess it's maybe one of these files. Maybe it's in the mech section for objects. No, not that. do you want to do? Let's do this. Let's go down to regular objects, regular mechs, and we'll take the give me a jenner. Hunchback, here we go, hunchback. Which one's the MDA file? MDA is the one that defines hard points. Okay. And then the loadout file defines what goes where. So loadout file pulls an MDA, and then you use that to build out your loadout. Got it. General slot, heatsink, general slot, heatsink. Okay. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay. And then up here we define, this is defined in the MDA, and then we add the thing in here. Okay. So, if we wanted to make like a 2C or 2C style mech, we would need the MDA. So let's say the MDA for 4H and a loadout for 4H. We'd have to go into here, mech stats, health stats, and you use the call designator here, so you'd have to add this, the mech stats, health stats. So if we modify the melt set health stat, and then this one I don't know how to add up. These tables. Maybe it's the mech stats, health stats. I don't know. Let's have a look in a minute. Hard points, weapon hard points. Yeah, no, that's pretty easy. So you can go here and change yourself over to Pyrofibrous, Industry Pyrofibrous, or Clan Pyrofibrous. Ooh. You can also set stuff over to standard end of steel or clan end of steel. So you could build a 2C or 2C like mech by replacing those with the clan variety. And then switching over all the weapon systems. That could be entertaining. Still a fan of the hybrid, the halfway there. You know, not all the way up, halfway there. I'm a fan of that. Where they don't have like the armor and the internal structure, but you know, they got all the weapon systems and may or may not be using the heat sinks. I'm a fan of that. So let's have a look at mech real quick. See if we can find ourselves spec files. Because the data descriptor files are the ones you need to edit in order to add stuff. I'm going to add more context. I want to be able to change the mechs available inside my custom faction. And I don't know which file that's in. I may have to go like onto the forums or into the Discord to find that information. Do I know where the hero mechs are? Apparently here's all of them. Let's see. Hero mech list. Real simple. There's a lot of little simple files that they use in order to make things work. And I like that. Other things that makes things usable and easy to identify and find. But you don't know what you're looking for, where to change something, then you kind of up a paddle. Kill assault mechs, kill heavies, kill lights. No. Let's see here. That's an effect. Mech. Blah, 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 blah. Base record availability. Not sure. That's what those are used for. I mean, I know what it's used for, but I don't know how those numbers affect anything. Mech market in selected data table. Okay. Not that helpful. Let's see here. Okay, so I know what these do. These control the actual collector missions and the rewards. I was playing around with those at one point. These are sliders that make things difficult or age on, age off stuff. Technically, you can take this game back to like, what is it, like 2500 or something like that? Because they went back that far in like the tech curves. Here's the outsides. So we had this table. During a new mech, you have to add a line here. And That's my hunter. Not that. So that's pretty cool. Next, storage costs. Yeah, you can go here and make things super cheap. Sheesh. You go for like mech cold storage too. News feed. So let's see what I'm looking for. But I'm gonna have to put out a feeler on the Discord or something. So making new mechs is easy. You just do the MDA and the loadout. And you can make all the many mechs you want. That's not a problem. And I already know how to set up so I can use use whatever skin I want. I figured that out today, so that's a good thing. But what we don't have is how do we control the faction? Right. Wait, just faction. Hey, what kind of data table? This is data table? Yeah, it's just a data table. Alright. Let's look at the faction stuff real quick. Allies struct. Let's see here. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. System changes. Give me data tables. All the data tables. Should be in here somewhere. That's what we should have. And what we're looking for is the one that defines the mechs available to a faction. That's what we need. If we have that, we'll be good to go. Just gotta go down the list. Bad value tables. See this one here. These bad value tables. These are the ones that I was thinking and trying to figure out why the clans were so weird. And apparently, it's right here. It goes from 100 to 120. That's it. It just shoots straight to 120. And because of that, that's why you'll sometimes see clan missions that are relatively easy, and others that are like super hard. Even though they've got like you may have a 120 that's like super easy, and then you might have a like a 105 or something like that that's like insanely hard because they don't actually have them divided up to where there's restrictions on the mechs necessarily. But it is possible. Let's see here. Any of those? Do I anything that's any of these? Don't think I do. Any enemy weapon rarity. Interesting. Interesting. Equipment rewards, faction alliances, icons, glass office, IA time, inner sphere, impulse, loot availability, master combat defense, patrols, collectors, and so on. Survival teams, masters. News feeds. Turret list? Oh, now here'd be a fun one. Because clans don't use turrets. But if you were to add more turrets that would include clans, that's just the slots. So if you could change this out for all clan stuff and then put that only in clan missions, oh my goodness. Clans with turrets sounds nasty. But for what I'm working on, that would actually be a useful thing. I must have overlooked what I'm looking for because I didn't see it. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight. I'm gonna look into this week and see if I can figure out, because I'd like to be able to control which mechs are in the faction, but I gotta for that. So everybody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for dropping by. If you are still watching and haven't done so, make sure you do click the subscribe button below so you can see when I go live and see when I post new videos. Don't always do live videos, but I do go live regularly. So thank you for coming in. Please do that, and I will see you next time.